Welcome to Analytical Perspective. Today's discussion will be on, of course, Monique. Let's talk about it. So, you got me. You got me with this whole Monique thing. And I decided that I was actually going to listen to whatever the clip was or video was of Monique spouting out about bonnets. And I hate myself after listening to it. I hate myself because Monique she's playing us. She's playing the average person. And she's been playing us. But I listened to it. And I listened to her say that she's not saying it out of judgment, but out of love. And there's actually two different clips. One of Monique looked like she's in a car and she's discussing it. And then there's another clip where she looks like she just got out of the bathtub and in a robe and discussing it. Basically discussing the same thing twice, but in two different ways. And neither one is in love, out of love, or or trying to teach people how to be queens, as she would like to say. To get into it, before I get deep into this, I would like to say, for those who continuously ride with Monique, you are strong. You are super strong. You're strong because you're getting played. You're getting played over and over again, and yet you stand still and say, thank you, Monique. Thank us for showing us the way. Because she's definitely not showing you the way. And the reason why I'm saying she's not showing you the way is I want to roll backwards. I want to roll backwards because it has been 11 years since Precious came out. Probably about 13 years since Precious was produced and filmed and all that kind of stuff. And Monique still has a little bitterness about Tyler Perry, Oprah, Lee Daniels, and all that kind of stuff. And you'll say, well, I agree. She has a right to feel this way. And I'm going to tell you why I've never agreed with her. And I'm going to say why I haven't. This is why. Because Monique has been the person that has sat back and honestly showed us her ass all the time. She showed us who she really is. She showed us that she's not willing to make her own footprint. The only way she's willing to thrive is to bring down people who look like her. Now, she wasn't pulling the same stuff when she was working on the Parkers. She wasn't doing that. When she was working on other movies, she wasn't pulling the same stuff. Okay? She talked about being blackballed. She wasn't blackballed. She's been in 3 other movies that I've watched since Precious. Okay? They're Blackbird, basically about a young teen coming of age, finding out that he is gay. Almost Christmas. She was in that movie with Kimberly Elise and Omar Epps and all of them. She was in Almost Christmas. She was in Bessie. She was in Bessie, about Bessie Smith with Queen Latifah. Now, when she was in Almost Christmas, that was with Will Packer. She talked bad about Will Packer because he basically said the same thing that Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey, and Tyler Perry all said, that she's hard to work with. Hey, it's the truth. Now, with that said, I know people will say, well, Oprah gets the pass, Tyler Perry gets the pass. I'm not giving them the pass because I was always the person who said Oprah needs to show that she loves her community. She loves her blackness. Because it wasn't until she got into Paris and they thought she stole a purse, then all of a sudden she loved her blackness. Because before, she couldn't help but you get a car and you get a car and the audience is almost all white. She couldn't, she loved it that way. Okay? Until that incident. But since then, she has really showed her blackness. Okay? She has showed love for her blackness. The productions that she has come out with for the colored girls, the people that she has been bringing up the ladder with her, including Tyler Perry, including Lee Daniels, including Ava DuVernay, all these people that she's helped bring up the ladder, she's been showing her love. Okay? It's no different than Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby did the same thing. Bill Cosby used to love to talk about black people, talk about what they're not doing. Okay, it wasn't until he got up into those charges. Oh, now I need my people. I need my people. Come on, help me now. Okay, some people will do that. Okay, it takes them getting into trouble before they sit back and say, you know what? Now I need to appreciate my people, the people who look like me, the people who are going to fight thick and thin for me. Now with Monique, she doesn't do that. Okay, her first thing was to go and talk bad about Tyler, talk bad about Oprah, talk bad about Lee Daniels. And I'm not saying any of these people are perfect, but I am saying that why did you go that route? Why did you go that route? For A, because nobody else does that. Mind you, you got George Soros, you got Mark Zuckerberg, you got Michael Bloomberg. They all own media conglomerates. I can understand that they probably don't think the best about Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook. You know, the thing that has a lot of racism, that has a lot of anti Semitic behavior attached to it. Yet, those discussions go on behind closed doors. Okay? Chinese people, when they have their little tidbits and little aggressions, they go on behind closed doors. They don't show that for the world because they know that their counterparts will use that later on to either not work with them or B, to devalue them. So they don't do it. But Monique decided to do it because she loves to air dirty laundry out in public. Which these videos, these clips, are another display of her loving to be detrimental and loving to give pain to black people. Now, I want to make this point. I want to make this point about her saying that she wasn't paid her worth. Because she also said she wasn't paid her worth with Netflix. Okay? Which, like I said, when's the last time we've heard about Netflix? Because we haven't heard about Netflix in over a year. We don't know what's going on with that case. Okay? And mind you, I'm going to admit that Tiffany Haddish got a deal. Yes, it wasn't as big as Chris Rock or Dave Chappelle's deal or Amy Schumer's deal. And Wanda Sykes also got a deal with Netflix, which also wasn't as big as theirs. But Wanda Sykes said they moved the comma. So I would assume by them moving the comma that she got paid some millions. And Tiffany Haddish got close to $1 million, coming in brand new. To think that out of the three, Monique is still the lowest paid. And even if they were to give her a deal now, she'd probably still be close to that 500 million or 500,000. But that's not the point I want to make. The point I want to make is, does anybody ever think that she was being blackballed? Then why not no one else wanted to hire her? Like, she makes it seem as though like Robert Townsend, Chris Dutton, Bill Dukes, Martin Lawrence, Shonda Rhimes, Ava DuVernay, Lena Waithe, all these black people, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, Oprah, all these black people are sitting in a room and they're saying, we're going to make it so Monique can't get a job. She's making it seem like that. My thing to her would be Will Packer and Dee Reeves, they've made movies since, Will Packer has made movies since Almost Christmas. Dee Reeves has made movies since Bessie. Why haven't they rehired her? Martin Lawrence was in the movie with you, Welcome Home Roscoe. Why hasn't he found you a job? Denzel. Like, the names could continue. Debbie Allen. Felicia Rashad, Whoopi Goldberg, who even tried to help you explain it on The View. Like, what's going on? Why have none of these people casted you? Yet, these people make their money. And they've been making money. While you're sitting at home making Instagram videos and YouTube videos, these people are actually making box office hits. While you're sitting there saying that you're not getting the same amount of money as a Chris Rock, as a Dave Chappelle, I haven't seen either one of them come out and say, you know what, let's help Monique and let's put her in a movie. There is a reason for that. You're not being blackballed by just Oprah and Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels. Everyone knows that they don't want to work with you because you're difficult. And most of the people who are saying you're difficult are saying it because not just of you, but because of your husband. The husband that you seem to have an open relationship with. The open relationship that you've explained in like 4 or 5 different ways, and no one still to this day understands it because you're saying it's not about sex. You're saying that we don't have any secrets and this and that. Look, my parents were married too, but they both had their own bank accounts. They controlled their destiny. Sometimes you can't work out a destiny with someone else. Sometimes you have to take your destiny, they have to take their destiny, and you meet in the middle. But this is crazy. This is crazy to think like you that these people are all sitting in a room working out plans so that you don't have another movie, you can't have a career that prospers. That doesn't seem like the case. And for me, Monique is not even the funniest. Samore, to me, is way funnier than Monique. The Black Lady sketch comedy show is way funnier than Monique. Tiffany Haddish has her funny moments. I've seen her funnier than Monique. But to sit back and think you're being blackballed. But I need to get to the topic at hand that I'm here to discuss today, and that's these clips. That's these clips about that you're saying that you're doing it out of love. You were in the airport at ATL trying to get to, I guess, Mississippi, and you seen people in their bonnets and scarves and slippers and pajamas. And I seen so many comments of people saying she's being 100 the truth. You know, I'm gonna talk about the first video first, okay? Because I'm over whether you're blackballed or not, okay? Because out of that, I could also go back to your Roseanne Barr moment of when she called Valerie Jarrett a monkey, and you straight out defended her instead of saying, you know what, you were wrong, sis. You were wrong about that. You know, you always say, I love my people. I'm trying to help my people. And in these videos, you keep saying, I'm trying to help these queens try to be queens and stuff. But no, you're selling detriment. You're selling pain. I want to say this. When it comes to people wearing scarves and bonnets and pajamas and slippers, I don't care if you're wearing that in the airport, because it's the airport. I can't tell you what makes you feel comfortable because that's up to you. It's your skin. It's your body. Who am I to control that? Who am I to control that? Has the airport or the airline said that you can't wear it? Then that would be a whole different scope, a whole different ballgame. But here you go yet again, proving the detriment and the pain that you like to sell. And I know some people sat out and they were like, "Yo, you're being she's being a truth teller." Okay, let me hit you out with something. Okay, when you go to Africa, and depending on East Africa, West Africa, North Africa, South Africa, queens and higher up women and men tend to wear head wraps. Okay, they're called different names. They got a Katenje, we got a Kanja, we got a Gaily, we have a hair tie, we have a turban. They're called different things. Okay, when you look at pictures of Queen Nefertiti, she's wearing headdress. Okay, when you look at prime ministers and presidents in Africa, they're wearing headdress. When you're saying that the queen doesn't wear a headdress, but the help does, you're being inaccurate. You're being inaccurate. Okay, European queen, who was Queen Elizabeth, that most of us only know because she's been the longest reigning queen. She doesn't wear a headdress. She wears a crown and stuff like that. But in Africa, they do wear headdress. And like I said, they're called all different types of names. Yet they wear one. And you talk about that in one of the videos that it's a that when have we lost pride? First of all, I don't speak French, but I don't think anyone lost pride. I don't think anyone lost pride on the way that they come out the house looking. It's basically a comfort gig. But it was amazing on the way that Monique described things, because if you listen to her, you would think that wearing any kind of head rag was bad. And she's not going after people wearing do-rags and wearing wave caps. She's not going after young men. She's basically going after young women because they're professing that they're queens, and she has to keep them accountable because she is being called auntie, which I've never called her auntie. I would never want to call her auntie because she's A, not my aunt, and B, because anything and everything that she says is irrational. Okay? She is not even in control of her own destiny because, like I've said already, that she wasn't technically blackballed. People just decided that she wasn't worth their time. Okay? She wasn't worth their time, and they moved on from her. All these friends that she so-called had, even Steve Harvey, moved on from her because they realized that you can only say the truth to someone so many times before you just give up and say, you know what, stay ignorant. Because like the old folks say, that a hard head makes a soft ass. That's what the old folks say. Okay, my dad used to always say that if I didn't have anything nice to say, then I shouldn't say anything at all. I currently don't have anything nice to say about Monique because when I watched the first video, and this is when she's in the car, everything that she kept saying was about her dad, how her dad wouldn't let her leave out the house with chipped nails, and then how Sydney was saying, you have to look how you want to feel and all this kind of stuff. And then she went into this little tangent about a woman trying to get a man. And I'm just like, so what you're basically saying is that you want women to come out the house more presentable because you want the perception that men have of women to be more of a sexualized one or more of an objectification, and not because these black women feel confident in themselves to be like, you know what, I'm more than just my hair, I'm more than just my clothes, I am intelligent, I am beautiful, I am strong. But that's not what she's trying to say. She's trying to say if you don't look good coming out the house, she even mentions in one video, can you please comb your hair? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. This is coming from a woman who was never comfortable in her own body. Yet some of you are listening and congratulating her knowing that she was never comfortable in her own body. If she was comfortable in her own body, then why did she go to lose all that weight? Because remember, in Precious, she was way bigger than what she was. She was way bigger than what she is now. She lost all that weight. She admitted that, when she was abused, she used food as a comfort. She used her weight as a comfort to escape having the grief and to accept that she was abused as a child. Okay? But yet you're congratulating her because she now all of a sudden in her 50s now understands and is accepting of who she is as a woman. Okay? It took her having this open relationship. It took her so-called being blackballed and everything else. Now she finally accepts who she is as a woman. Now she wants to tell other women who they should be. That's not the way the world works. Who is she to tell anyone how they should be comfortable? Okay? Who is she to tell anyone that if I see you in public, I'm going to give you that nice friendly tap and say, Queen, we don't do that around here. We don't do that. No, lady, listen here, okay? That's not the way we work around here. Now, I can't speak for the females out there, but I can speak for myself. And I can speak for what I see gentlemen do all the time. And I know Sydney is not going to go walk out to gentlemen who are wearing basketball shorts and t-shirts and say, sir, you need to clean up. He is not walking out to those gentlemen out there wearing do-rags and wave caps and saying, sir, you need to clean up. He is not walking out to those gentlemen wearing snapbacks and saying, you need to clean up. Okay? You're making this a one-shot deal that you're always aiming for the weakest. You're always aiming for the weakest on the totem pole. That has always been Monique's aim. It's always been her aim. Because if she wasn't doing that, and if it wasn't for people who keep continuously trying to support her and saying you're doing the right thing, notice that she's talking about you. While you're sitting there congratulating, she's talking about you. Because you might not go outside in your bonnet and in your scarves and in your slippers and in your pajamas. You might not go out there in those kind of things, but I guarantee you're going out in something that disagrees with somebody else's thoughts of what you should be wearing outside. And yeah, I just got a little country twang for you just to be a little smart aleck because I think it was much needed, okay? I think it was much needed because to listen to the absurdity is crazy. I think it's crazy to even have this discussion. But I think I needed to have it because I'm seeing men and women, and I'm looking at the pictures of these men on YouTube wearing these t-shirts and the basketball shorts and wearing your do-rags and your snapbacks and all kind of stuff. You don't look professional either. You don't look like you got pride in yourself either. Okay? There's a reason why some of us who played basketball, football, baseball, you remember those days when the coach would say, you got to come here on game day, you got to have your suit. You don't have to wear a suit, but you got to have your dress shirt, you got to have your slacks, you got to have a tie. Everyone can have a tie. You can go to Goodwill to go get a tie. You don't remember those conversations? If you ever watch Being the Titans, you ever watched that when Denzel, he was like, everyone got to go get a tie. You can get a good tie at the Goodwill. That is the problem right there. That is the problem. When you're sitting there being detrimental to black women because you say you don't like them wearing the bonnet outside and stuff like that, I bet you that you're wearing basketball shorts outside. Bet you're sleeping in them. You're going outside, going to the bank, going to the grocery store, wearing that t-shirt, wearing that wave cap, wearing that do-rag, wearing that snapback. Neither one of those look professional, bro. But it's cool. It's cool because when I always see men who jump on the bandwagon when a woman is being self-hating to other black women, and I know some people will sit back and be like, she was just telling the truth. What truth did she tell? You don't need to ask anyone if they're prideful because it's none of your business. You don't need to ask anyone if they're comfortable because that's none of your business. Respect is a two-way street. You give it to get it. You give it to get it. It's not instantly, I just give you respect because you're older, or I just give you respect because I just seen you. No, you give it to give it. I would think that someone who's coming out in a bonnet is prideful enough that you guess what? I'm prideful enough to know that my hair is not in the context that I want the world to see me in. So I'd rather come out in a bonnet than to come out looking any kind of way. No different than young men come out in their snapbacks or in their do-rags, knowing that, their dreads haven't been twisted in a while, knowing that, their cornrows is about 3 weeks too late overdue, knowing that, they no longer have a flat top or a taper, that now like they have an afro that's all different shapes and they need that edge up and trim up and all that kind of stuff. No different than them throwing on the baseball cap. But yet Monique didn't come after them. And yet those same black men are on pages on YouTube, whether it be 9mag or wherever it is, sitting back saying Monique's speaking the truth. She's speaking the truth. She telling those women. She's telling those young women the pure truth. Yep. I'm not gonna go in on Monique anymore, cause I need for Monique to be able to tell me anything. I need for Monique to get some production and director credits. She said that she had the copyrights to the Hattie McDaniel movie or story or life or whatever she wanted to call it, and I still have yet to see that movie come out or TV show or whatever else she was going to make. I just feel like, she's just grasping for straws. This is the way she keeps motivated. But I will say this. Be careful who you listen to. Because like I said, there are black people who peddle in this. There are black people who peddle in the detriment and the pain of other black people. All to get accolades from other cultures outside of their blackness. That is what they do. As much as someone says that they love their blackness and they love black people who look like them, it's awfully funny to me that Monique also always seems to make black women and black men the target of her detriment and the target of her pain. Taking Netflix out of the loop means nothing. You think she was the only one who went through racial and gender disproportional economics? No. She's not the only one going through discrimination because of her gender or her racial outlook. But yet there are people out there who have went through that and are still making their money. And who still speak up. And who turn away deals and wait and shop for another deal that may be better. But she refuses to do that. But probably because she can't do it. Because she's made it so bad for herself. And you're the only one who's keeping the limelight on her. She's willing to dim your light to make her light shine brighter. I want to say, anyone listening, you are a queen. And you're entitled to wear whatever you want to wear that makes you feel comfortable. And I wish that when Monique speaks about such things, that she speaks honestly with love. Not you're someone's elder that you can tell them how to feel, or you could tell them that they're not prideful, or you could tell them that, hey, you have to ask them if they're pride. You're doing things in a bathrobe or whatever else. The way you're making these videos to shine this light and you're talking about celebrities, you've way past your due. You're barely making money. And if what you want to do is stay at home and take care of your sons, good. So be it. Go do that. But while you're doing that, There are other black women who are doing well, who are winning, and they don't need you to be out here showing your ass. Yes, I said it, showing your ass. You got Angela Bassett, who is executive producing at least 2 shows. You got Felicia Rashad out here doing her thing. You got Debbie Allen out here doing her thing. You got Shonda Rhimes out here doing her thing. Lena Waithe out here doing her thing. Ava DuVernay doing her thing. Angela Ray doing her thing. The amount of black women there doing their thing, and we're sitting here concentrating on a black woman who sits up here and takes every attempt possible to hit back at other black women. It's sad. It's sad. It's detrimental. And I just wish you loved yourself more. I wish you loved yourself more. I wish that you didn't have to sit back and rely on Sydney to love you. You know, just to make that love feel confident, to feel everlasting. I wish there was more for you. But right now, there's none. And right now, I just need the people who are sitting there, so make it right. Make it right. Like, show me something. Because for me, she's talking about you. She's talking about all of us. And I don't need anybody to talk about me because I'm going to wear what I want to wear. Some days I feel like wearing some khakis and a dress shirt and a tie, I'll wear it. Some days I feel like wearing basketball shorts and a t-shirt, I'll wear it. I'm not going, if Sydney is listening, if you tap me on the shoulder, bro, I'm going to tell you something. You going to walk out the situation, maybe with 2 black eyes, maybe a broken leg. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. I'm not the one, and I don't think sis going to be the one tapping people on the shoulder, because I would hate for Monique to come out with needing a neck brace and all kind of other stuff, because she don't look like she got hands. She look like she got a lot of mouth, no hands. Look, I'm going to keep it light and airy. This is all I had to say, and this has been a production of me. But thank you for being here.